Hi, I'm Daniel Meyer. I'm 15 years old, and I am speaking today to explain my thoughts on both my faith and my future in the fellowship. From the day I was born, I have spent much of my time in the church. I spent 2 or 3 summers in vacation Bible school. I went to Sunday school almost every Sunday throughout elementary school, and I was both baptized and took First Communion here. I've also helped out with some church missions by packing food and supplies for the homeless and cleaning up the nearby neighborhood. Even when not doing things related to the church, I am often nearby. I live with my younger brother Evan and my parents just a minute or two along Route 50. I went to preschool at Faith Lutheran and I went to middle school at TJ, which is just across the road. Although I'm now a 10th grader at TJ High School for Science and Technology in Fairfax. On the topic of school, I've been blessed with the gift of knowledge and analytical thinking. It's what helped me get into TJ High School and understand people and the lessons they teach me. However, this gift means that in many cases I have been cautious to believe in things without definitive proof, which is something that isn't given frequently in the Bible, which is more structured around faith and trust that God is there. Because of this, the parts of the Bible that strike the most meaningful to me are the Gospels and the teachings of Jesus. I have chosen one passage from each of the 4 Gospels that delivered to me an important message about belief in God, despite doubts that one may have. First, from Luke, chapter 18, verses 35 through 43. As Jesus approached Jericho, a blind man was sitting by the roadside begging. When he heard the crowd going by, he asked what was happening. They told him, Jesus of Nazareth is passing by. He called out, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. Those who led the way rebuked him and told him to be quiet, but he shouted all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me. Jesus stopped and ordered the man to be brought to him. When he came near, Jesus asked him, What do you want me to do for you? Lord, I want to see, he replied. Jesus said to him, Receive your sight, your faith has healed you. Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus, praising God. When all the people saw it, they also praised God. I am like this blind man. Neither he nor I have proof of Jesus' miracles except the word we are told. Despite this, he called out to Jesus, therefore believing. The people who rebuke the blind man are like my inner voice, telling me not to speak out about something I am unsure of in the event that I may be wrong. I believe I should follow the example of this blind man, for he only received sight because he called out to Jesus, and in only this way can I do the same. Second, from John, a passage from after Jesus' resurrection, chapter 20, verses 24 through 29. Now Thomas, also known as Didymus, one of the 12, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, We have seen the Lord. But he said to them, Unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, Peace be with you. Then he said to Thomas, Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe. Thomas said to him, My Lord and my God. Then Jesus told him, Because you have not seen me, you have believed. Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. The most important part of this passage to me is the final line spoken by Jesus, Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. It provides the notion that Jesus himself appreciates the ability to have faith in God without witnessing a miracle or a sign. The rest of the passage is also important in that it demonstrates that Jesus is willing to guide those to overcome this doubt, and I believe he can do the same for me. Third, from Mark chapter 8, verses 11 and 12. The Pharisees came and began to question Jesus. To test him, they asked him for a sign from heaven. He sighed deeply and said, Why does this generation ask for a sign? Truly, I tell you, no sign will be given to it. With my scientific mind, it is common for me to run some sort of experiment or test when I have a question, which, when involving God, would likely be asking for a sign. This passage is important to me because it illustrates that God won't be tested. He is the one giving the tests. One must believe without seeing. Everyone is like the blind
Yes, I see that.
We
How do
must
I make it go
forward
less?
with our faith alone. Finally, from Matthew, a sermon Jesus preached on a mountain. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So far, all of the other passages have represented how I've come to understand that I should have faith in God so that He can lead me. So it's kind of easy to lose sight of the original benefits of my gift, my knowledge and my strong mind. It is the belief of Jesus that everyone's gift should be shared for the greater good of the community. Therefore, I should use my knowledge to help inform and guide others, which is something that may seem basic to many people. However, I tend to be shy and not outgoing, therefore my thoughts often don't make it out of my head. It's nice to confirm that talking and sharing thoughts with others is important, and I'll be more likely to do that in the future. So to summarize, what faith means to me is believing that God will lead me down the correct path through His hand and the community and the church, without needing the proof that Jesus performed His miracles or a sign that God is with us. I'm getting confirmed today to join the fellowship of the church so that everyone might help God teach and guide me, and so that with my knowledge and voice, I might help the church and the fellowship learn and serve the community. It is my belief that we are all fortunate and that everyone has some gift that is important to share, whether it is money that can be donated towards the mission of the month, labor that can be used towards community cleanups and the like, or simply free time, which can be spent packing meals or helping with any other event. I would like to thank first and foremost my parents Brenton and Candy, who nurtured my mind and helped me have faith. I would also like to thank Pastor Kate and Pastor Yvette for leading me through confirmation class, which taught me so much about the lessons we can learn from the Bible. I also want to thank my mentor Pete and my peers in confirmation class for guiding me along my path. Finally, I want to thank everyone in the fellowship for being with me thus far, accepting me today, and for their support in the future. Thank you.
Good for you, Daniel.
Great stuff.
Please stand as you are able.